I'm connecting with a Cancer who has been going through a lot, okay? And to be honest with you guys, the Cancers on my channel and all the Cancer readings on my channel haven't been the lightest energy. It's getting there. We are getting there as a Cancer collective, but I do see a lot of burden. I do see a lot of stress. I do see a lot of upset. I always want to kind of come here and do a reading for the zodiacs that is uplifting and empowering and do affirmations and say positive stuff, but I have to be honest, and I would like to be able to be the provider who gets you to the root of the problem today, who gets you to look at your consciousness a little bit more, who gets you to say, I resonate with that, but I don't resonate with that. I do feel that way, but I don't feel that way. So we're going to deep dive and we're going to assess the situation, and we're going to look at why you're feeling stuck, because it looks like you've been wrapped up in some kind of storm, in some kind of back and forth, and you've needed to have faith. Some of you could feel haunted at this time as well, going to be honest. You could be seeing spirit, you could be having poltergeist experiences, lights flicking on and off in the house, blankets being pulled off the bed, awful issues around water and plumbing and the pipes, a massive leak. I'm really sorry about this, guys, but it looks like you've been really challenged by spirit. I want you to know that you're not haunted, or there's not necessarily a ghost presence, but somebody could have been doing magic, meaning one of you guys, Cancers, could have been doing some kind of magic or spell casting or some heavy negative self-talk that has kind of created this manifestation of a jinx. Like you created your own jinx. So if you feel a little bit jinxed at this time, we're going to get it off. We're going to talk about it. We're going to remove this energy, because this isn't even magic. This is just mind frame. You tell yourself you're cursed. You tell yourself you've got bad luck. You tell yourself that things are going to break, and then they break. Because you are a powerful being. You're a light source. When it comes to Cancers, I'm talking to possibly the most empathic zodiac there is. The water, yeah? The sentimental, the loving, the empathic, the kind. There's so much going on with the Cancers, and this isn't every Cancer, because dearie me, we can't just stereotype all zodiacs, but for you I feel that. And in your last readings on the channel, since I've been doing Cancer readings, they are my really soft emotional zodiac that seem to be struggling sometimes. They're the most sensitive, they're the most in their feelings, there's always an issue that isn't quite resolved yet. So let's keep going. Let's keep working through this. If you want to dive into this kind of journey and just hear some important consciousness shifts and try and work through whatever's going on in your reality, hit like, hit subscribe, and now we're going to deep dive with the tarot. First card out is the Nine of Swords, followed by the Death card, followed by the Queen of Pentacles in the back of the mind, and the Three of Wands in the front of the mind. In the past, Five of Cups. In the future, Two of Pentacles. Then we've got Justice, Queen of Swords, the World, and Five of Pentacles. It's going to be okay, guys. I do see you are struggling a little bit with how you're feeling, because the Nine of Swords is out. And the Nine of Swords is out with the Death card. So you could be dealing with grief, bereavement, a loss. That is confirmed by Five of Cups in the past. That's a relationship that's gone. That's something you've lost. But with a Death card, it really looks like grief. Someone's passed on. Someone's passed away. And even if sometimes, guys, even when people are not actually physically dead, you can still lose people, okay? I lost a house. I lost family and friends. I lost relationships that I thought were healthy. Yeah? I lost aspects of my career. I lost money. I lost assets. And I grieve that. We grieve things, yeah? I lost a relationship. I lost a lover. They didn't die, but we broke up. You know? It hurts. So you're going through that healing phase and learning to be stable and grounded inside of you. Just you. Grounding yourself, working through the bullshit. I see a lot of lies, though. Secret dealings, rumours and provocations is what the Oracle card says. which is our starting cards. And it's talking to me about a lot of dirty dealings that have been going on around you, or that you've been witness to or a part of. And I feel like you're starting to realize you don't feel too good about the energy you've been around. So if you're in a friendship group, in my head I get mean girls. Like, you hang around with a group of girls and they all bitch about people, and you've got to go home at the end of the day and have a brain full of negative gossip, bitchy narratives that now ruin your evening. You hang around with a bunch of people and all they do is smoke weed, so now you're stinking like weed and you're high and you're groggy and you can't focus the next day. You hang around a bunch of people, all they do is steal. So all the time you're around them, you've got to watch your bags and your possession, because they could steal from you at any given moment. Like, it's things like that, and it sounds really trivial and silly, but they're the best examples I can give you of when you will let little things that you don't believe in or you don't stand for, that are negative, into your circumference, and then you become a part of that negative collective. You become one with the toxicity. Yeah? So when these jinxes are arising, in my head, I'm getting someone who takes jabs at you in a really light-hearted way. Best friend, cousin, family member, lover, someone close to you. They take a little jab at your sense of self. Oh, you know you can't do that. You know you're stupid. You know that doesn't look good. Oh, you always do that wrong. Oh, get out the way. Oh, you and this. You and, like, it's negative. Someone chips away at your sense of self just by being them, and you've allowed them to do that for such a long time so that it's natural to you now. I would listen to the Earth sign reading titled Cursed by Negative Self-Talk in the thumbnail, because we go on a deep journey about what it really means to have someone in your circumference telling you negative stuff. And if it starts to latch on when that person's not around, you start to believe that negative stuff. You become that negative stuff. Also, I'm getting, every now and then, when I connect with specific energies and I'm working with specific people in specific ways, or doing readings for specific people, when I open up to different energies, sometimes I'll notice with a specific person, this was in the past, I've removed that person from my circumference now, but when I was around a specific person, I would notice that I would have bad things happen to me. Like, my clothes would get caught on the doorknob. My toe would get stubbed. Over a month period, I only spoke to this person on Wednesdays, for example. But that Wednesday, when I did connect with that person, that's the day I stubbed my toe. That's the day I got my finger caught in the drawer. That's also the day that I ripped my favourite jumper because it got caught on a random hook that has never affected me before. Those are the examples I'm giving you about energy in your circumference and something festering that isn't quite right, and you start to realize it, and it's a really, what the hell? I don't have awkward situations like that. And it's weird moments that most people will brush off. But when you're superstitious, spiritual, and you do these kind of things and you open up to this energy, you're more consciously aware of it. So if you're having leaky pipes in your house and there's a massive water burst, which I get someone's taps in the kitchen. Like, literally, you turn the tap on, it blasted up in your face, and the water's spewing out all over the place like a massive water fountain. That's what I see. And weirdly enough, in some instances, your friend was around the other night and she was talking about that tap. And suddenly now, the taps burst. Magic is a very interesting thing. Power, superstition, energies from the other side. Things happen. So that's what you're being guided to do. Tap in, wake up, and realize the power that you have and the power that people have over you. How do we get you to be a stronger zodiac? Huh? Tell me that. Now I'm getting bossy. But tell me, what are we going to do? Because this is my most vulnerable collective at this time, Cancers. How do we get you to be stronger? What are you doing to strengthen yourself? What are you doing to protect yourself? Crystals and sage, lovely. But you need stronger practices, especially in the mind and especially around your heart, especially around your sacral chakra. I would suggest sacral work, I would suggest heart chakra work, and I would suggest root chakra as well, and solar plexus. Someone needs to stand up for themselves when they're attacked by people they give the power to. Someone needs to take their power back. Someone needs to really ground themselves, stressing about the material world and money all the time. If your money's up, your money's down, your money's up, your money's down. You can't just seem to get ahead financially and get back to a stable ground and have a decent amount of savings and have the money when you need it. You're balancing money all the time between two accounts, I feel, as well. Two bills, two debts, two things that you've got to pay, bouncing back and forth, back and forth. Someone's really worried about going bust. If you have a business, going bust, going broke, collapsing, because there should be equal give and take here. If you're in a relationship or connection with others, you could be overgiving, you could be paying more than the other person, and it's kind of coming back to haunt you a little bit in the mind, because now you're worrying. And I keep saying haunting, haunting, haunting. I don't feel like you're haunted, okay? I said that already, but I feel like there's negative energy in the atmosphere that isn't being transmuted, and it's coming from not only your negative self-talk and the talk of other people are imprinting on you, but just a long-standing self-belief or drama in the mind that has just weighed you down, where you don't even try and check that negative thought, you don't even try and check that mental processing, and you've just been living with it. So I feel like that's why the death card's out here with the Nine of Swords, that's going, we're going to have to do something about this. We're going to have to look at this. We're going to have to heal this. Come on, guys. Let's get this going. And I feel like your guides on the other side are kicking up, going, come on, come on. They're trying to nudge you a little bit. And they're like, how many red herrings do you need? How many more signs and synchronicities do you need? This person isn't right. This isn't okay. This is toxic. We've got to change this, okay? I'm going to get a little bit more clarity on that before we go. Nine of Swords, now covered by the King of Cups in reverse. We're looking at someone who isn't open emotionally, who's detached, who's withdrawn, especially at a time when you need them, because the Death card is now covered by the Moon. This is looking like a real issue in regards to opening up, speaking honestly, dealing with what's really, really going on in a connection. Whilst one person's working really, really hard, their emotions are trapped internally because there's no real way to express it. You are waiting in the front of the mind for the opportunity to have a deeper, more fulfilling, emotionally worthwhile relationship, a deeper, heartfelt connection, but that is blocked by the need to accrue wealth at this time. Five of Cups now covered by the King of Pentacles. Someone's so focused on the material world, the money, the stable home, that they've forgotten all about the emotional side. There's all these emotions and all this stuff suppressed internally, which is manifesting as awkward jinx and awkward moments. And when you are at your weakest, the demon will rise. I will say that again. When you are at your weakest, the demon will rise. Anyone who has ever looked at you with contempt or jealousy over any aspect of you, and it could be the silliest, dumbest thing that you think, why would they be jealous of me for that for? That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. No, they're not jealous of me. They would never be. It doesn't make sense to you. But it wouldn't, because you're not that kind of person to receive that energy. That's why they've gotten away with it for so long. But when you're at your weakest, you're most vulnerable, you really see who thrives on that, who kicks you while you're down, who digs you into a ditch, digs the ditch for you, who throws the mud on top of you while you're down and out. That's the thing. And at the end of the day, you have no time to focus or see what this person is doing to you, because you're too busy stressing about money. Whoever you talk to about money all the time and your money struggles, they love it. They love it and they feel great about it because they are financially struggling too, and it makes them feel better about their lives. It's not healthy. Someone you talk to all the time about your money woes is benefiting from it, and the things that they say in response to your conversation is digging you deeper into a mind frame of you're never going to get out of this. And your network reflects your net worth. So be aware of who you're spending your time around, because you can easily go broke just hanging around with a broke. Broke mentality spreads, and it's not just about money. Justice card, followed by the Ace of Cups. Someone's going to have a cry over this. This is really, really emotional for somebody, because the justice is in seeing this for you. The justice for you is seeing this truth, assessing what we've discussed today, and awakening to the fact that, my gosh, yeah, this person has been saying this person's been doing this has helped, that hasn't helped. Like, this is time for self-reflection now, Cancer. Self-reflect who is and isn't a positive light source in your reality, who's been lifting you up and who's been tearing you down. When your money gets really, really low, what were you doing beforehand? Who were you with? When's the last time you hurt yourself, stubbed your toe, something broke in the house? Who was around? Who do you speak to? Because it feels like God is giving you the synchronistic signs. Spirit team, your past and loved ones on the other side are pulling up, showing you all of these issues, going, hey, look at this. It's right in front of your face. Why do you keep ignoring it? Like the examples I gave you about the friends that are steal all the time, and the friends that are high all the time, and what I can't remember the other example I used, but all those examples are, you're happy to put yourself in those situations, and then you live with the consequences. You have to decide to want more, and that's only with you. There's no judgment. I smoked for years. People smoke. It is what it is. People drink. People smoke. People steal. But what is your moral compass? What do you agree with? What do you stand for? Because I'm not going to imprint my reality on you. If you think that's a way to live in life, go and live, as long as you're happy. But if you're not happy, you've got to start looking at your life and asking, why am I not happy? And what is making me unhappy? And why am I choosing who I'm choosing? And why am I doing what I'm doing? Queen of Swords. Knight of Cups, because for a long time you've been the Queen of Swords, like icy, detached, bitchy, cold, no real emotion, just focusing on trying to get your money fixed, which is probably making your money worse at times, because you're not focusing on your mind, body and spirit. You're just focusing on materialism, which is making you more hungry for something that you're not focusing clearly on it. And you need someone who's bringing you Knight of Cups energy to clarify the Queen of Swords, which is emotional sentiment, understanding, healing, maybe even therapy, counselling, a new friend, a healthier friend, healthy friends, healthy people around you. Groups, social groups that talk about wealth and abundance. Money magic, money healing. Like, I've got content on Her 7D Consciousness. Go and check that out. But better ways to think about money. All of my content on Her 7D feels really, really silly on Her 7D Consciousness, but it's meant to be, because our inner child need help in a world like this. So all the stuff over there is super inner child focused, super me goofy, just going with the flow. And I'm quite a serious businesswoman, CEO, building a massive company. Go and check out the links in the description. Go and check out hermitology.me. But sometimes it feels really weird for me, and I feel guilty, like I have to justify the serious stuff I do in life to account for my silliness and my immature content on the other side of the platform. But that's because we're forced to be a certain way in this world. And the way in which we're forced to be isn't always good for our mental health and our emotional well-being, or our pockets. And we have to choose and believe in more. And we have to create things, do things, say things, self-reflect, develop self-love, promote self-care within inside ourselves to heal. Over there's affirmations, there's random visualizations and meditations and just fun, silly stuff to let go a little bit. Because the Knight of Cups is so important for you right now. Having someone who has an emotional offering to bring you. Somewhere you can go to let your emotions out, not just cry, but speak emotively, emotive language. Have an intellectual conversation, emotional intelligence. No one is meeting your emotional intelligence, and you are lacking in that area of life. And that is the key to any financial struggle for you at this time. Improve your emotional intelligence and your outlet for your emotions through intelligent conversation with others, and your money will improve 100%. Four of Wands. with the Five of Pentacles. You feel out in the cold right now, isolated, not like in some regard. So my money's not high enough to go out and do that. I can't spend my time with that person anymore. Me and this person are not talking anymore. This person's moved on, the death cycles occurred in this area, so I haven't got all these people. It's just me, it's just me, it's just me, it's just me. Perfect. Because that's where you evolve and grow. That's when you become the greatest version of yourself, because now it's just you. So focus on you. Focus on your money. Focus on, you've got what looks like assets, savings, investments, a decent net worth, or money piling up somewhere else. I don't know if you're aware of that, if you've collected that. Go and check out the collect your karmic assets. It's given me that a little bit, but this is all obviously genuine. I talk about the difference between my content as a bit childish, inner child focused, but it does relate to real world stuff. So if you do have bonds, ISA accounts, different savings accounts, crypto, a portfolio of stocks and investments, then they're doing okay. So don't stress if you do have investments. And if you don't have investments, why don't you have investments? Start thinking about that. And start thinking about insurance as well. Home insurance. Have you got the best possible home insurance you do have if you are having leaky taps and pipes and stuff like that? Yeah? A lot to think about, Cancer. I hope this finds you well. Do feel free to share more in the comments. And do feel free to check out all of my other channels as well. I am doing a hell of a lot of stuff across the platform. All my channels are linked at the top of the page, and all of my links are in the description. I'll be back soon with more. Love and light.